What's up, and welcome to How to Become a Terrible Person, the only podcast on the internet helping you become the best worst person possible. I'm joined, as always, by my friend Ashley Footer. Search Ashley Footer on all the social medias. I am at Pomo and Kitsch. We have a telephone number, 910-557-2871. 910-557-2871. Text your problems, your questions. Anything you need advice on. Because, Ashley, we have one rule on this podcast.
Is it the bell?
It is the bell. We listen to a question, and whether or not we answer it, we still ring the bell.
It's more often than not we don't answer the question, but we still give you a bell.
You know what? We're doing all right. I think we've got... I think we're batting.
There's some days, though, we'll start giving our advice, and then we'll get off track, and you'll start talking about an old girlfriend that you used to have, and then we never answer the question.
That's fine. We always answer the question. We always answer the question. 910-557-2871. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, it's fun. It's kind of informal.
Yeah, definitely.
Relaxed. A lot of swearing, a lot of dirty talk.
Half the time, Grant doesn't even have pants on.
Yeah,
it's hella relaxed.
I have dog ears on.
He does. He looks like that Snapchat filter without the nose.
Yeah.
You know which one? The one where you open and the mouth
In
goes...
fact, I think that's where this came from.
Oh, like it's like one of those Walmart dollar bin things.
There's something. I don't know. But I found them this morning at like...
That's the first thing I thought of when I saw you wearing them.
4:45. I was like, hey, these are cool ears. I'm going to put these on for the rest of the day. And I said I'm not going to take them off until we're done with the podcast.
You've committed. Because I got here at 9 and you had them on, and then I walked in to do this, and I'm like, he's still doing it. He's still doing it.
I think that's kind of what the feel of the whole office was, oh, that's cute and fun. And then like at noon they were like, doing it. Jesus. Ashley, I've been getting a lot of cool messages from people.
Oh,
just
really?
New listeners, people who...
Dude, me too. This guy messaged me, said that he works abroad in Kuwait. And our podcast helps him on his like long-ass drives into work. I'm like, dude, that's so dope. We have listeners in Kuwait.
That's what I'm saying. Worldwide.
We are world... Wow, I feel like Pitbull right now.
You are Pitbull. You are a Pitbull right now.
Mrs. Worldwide.
Mrs. Worldwide. So if you've been subscribed to the podcast for a while and you haven't rated or reviewed the podcast on whatever you listen to it on, be sure to do that. That helps us out big time.
And then we like to know if you hate us or not. Like, that'll help us.
Yeah.
Because right now, I feel like it's kind of up in the air. People hate us.
You know what? I'm always under the impression that everyone hates us.
Me. Yeah,
at all
yeah.
times.
I think we've discussed that on here. We're just always feeling that people are judging us and like can't stand us.
100.
Do you just wake up and from the beginning you start your day, and then you go to bed? Whole day you felt like you annoyed everyone.
Always.
Yeah.
And I'm always waiting for somebody to like be like to just figure out I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, you just outed yourself, so.
Well, I don't. Does anybody?
I feel like some people really are good at making it seem like they know what they're doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
I think everybody's freaked out. Everybody's scared.
Some people are just better at hiding it.
I think in life, you are 10 minutes away from a meltdown about your mortality at any time.
For sure.
What did I watch? I watched a documentary about the DuPont family and how the DuPont company basically put their chemical in it. And
Where do you find these?
This is on Netflix.
It's
the Something We Know. But
I want to start the Ted Bundy tapes after this.
I sat down.
Is it worth it?
And finished them in one sitting.
Is that good then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
It's slow, but I think people should be more patient. So I'm fine with that. Ashley, I think we should get into question 1.
Okay.
Timmy?
Tim. Hello.
What should I do if I have a coworker who asks too many questions for help with her job and she has been here for over 6 months?
So.
Okay.
Sounds like you got maybe a office mate or cubicle mate.
They definitely work closer.
They're not.
In vicinity. You're gross.
You're gross.
If you guys could see my eyes right now, like Grant's got it coming out of his mouth. My eyes.
Ashley looks like she's either going to die or you're like super, super baked and you're just like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, I smoked 9 bowls before.
9 bowls.
Is that a thing? Do you smoke bowls?
Yeah.
Do you do weed?
You do weed.
You do.
You can do whatever you want, Ashley.
Well, I don't.
Nobody's stopping you from doing it.
I don't, but I look like it because I feel like death. Anyways.
So, if you had a like somebody maybe in a similar job position as you, Ashley.
First, you want my first knee-jerk reaction to this?
Yeah.
What's so bad about helping a coworker? Like, what's the big deal?
I think when it starts to encroach on like doing their work, That's what they're kind of saying.
I guess I'm just too nice. Like, I would never think to not help someone. Like, if someone asks a question, I'd be like, oh, yeah, no problem. I'd love to show you how to do that. But also, I guess if you've shown her how to do that 13 times and she's still asking, then I guess I could see why that's really annoying.
I do that thing where I'll help out and then I just end up getting frustrated and then I just end up doing it all because I'm like, you guys, if nobody's going to put the effort in to do it correctly, I'll do it right.
I feel like that's good, though, because then in turn, that person doesn't ask you for help again because they remember how you acted the first time. So they're like, ooh, let me not ask Fran again.
I think it's always whatever you do, then you just take credit for it. Like, immediately. Like, you make sure that person doesn't get credit. Like, that's what I would do. I would granted,
I guess, yeah, if this is a big project you guys are working on or something, for sure let your boss know that those group projects in college where there's always that one person that slacked off and got the same grade as you.
So dumb.
So annoying. So if it's like that, for sure let your boss know that you did all the work. But I mean, if it's just innocent, like, hey, do you know how to do this one setting in Excel? Like, I really don't feel like that's big of a deal. I don't know.
What did group projects really do?
Nothing. It didn't teach me anything.
And I feel okay. Are you ready for a hot take, Ashley?
Okay. Let me
we don't normally
wipe the snot out of my nose.
We normally don't do hot takes like this, but I think group projects are lazy teachers.
I agree. And I get their reasoning. We're teaching you how to work with other people like you will have to do in the workforce.
That you have the rest of your life to learn how to do that. And you also have society to teach you how to be around people.
Right.
And school. I don't need to work with 3 people. I don't. And
it's like you have to rearrange your schedules just to meet. I'm like, I'm sorry. I have to work my entire way through school. I don't have time to take off work to meet with Tom downtown because Tom doesn't have a job and he can just but he doesn't have a car, so I have to meet him where he can walk to. No.
And Tom's going to be like, I read this really cool article on Burning Man last night and you're just like, come on. It's a journalism class.
Yeah, no. I guess for this person, just if it's just innocent little stuff, just be the nicer guy. Just do it.
But at some point, say no.
I guess
you don't want a Biff
What if is
Back
there
to the
a
Future
way
type thing.
He can say it after helping them? Be like, hey, I would love to show you, but after this, I don't really want to keep I'll show you this last time, but I don't really want to help you out anymore. How would you say that?
I would say. Didn't I show you that 2 weeks ago?
Oh, you would take the sassy approach.
I think you kind of have to because you
when you write an email where you're like, per my last email, I remember telling you that I know.
The only thing that has any value other than money is time because that's the only thing we're all running out of.
And time is money.
And when somebody doesn't read the email and responds to it, it's that to me is insanity.
Right. And that's number one office etiquette right there. Read the email before you ask questions.
I think you need to be cognizant, be aware that you don't like this.
Yeah.
And
I guess straight up, you can just be like, nah, I'm good, but maybe ask John for help.
Or be like, hey, today I'm
push
busy.
Push it off on someone else. That's what I like to do.
I got a lot going on today.
Yeah. Oh, I do that all the time here, and I have no problem saying that because, people should be able to tell if you're busy. Especially if this person's not respecting you as an employee and noticing you're busy and is still interrupting you for help, you should probably say something.
Just, you know what? Open that line of communication.
Yeah, but be nice about it because you're going to have to work with this person every day, so don't be a dick because then you're going to ruin every day,
Unless this person doing this on a regular basis is ruining your experience of work and not doing your job. I think that would be the only issue where you get a little testy. But even then, that's why you have HR people.
Right.
Go to your HR person and be like, hey, this person's not pulling their load.
Yeah.
And I think
if it comes to that point, for
sure.
Yeah. Wow. For our first question, that wasn't half bad.
Concise.
Wow.
Ashley, there are things that I've been pretty good about the last couple weeks on the podcast.
Oh.
Per corporate's request, I read their email.
Oh, okay.
We are.
Wait, why wasn't I on it?
We are not professionals.
Oh God, no.
Apparently, some of the advice that we gave in the last couple of weeks was seen as being medical or professional.
What?
I don't think anything we've done.
We always say, don't listen to us.
somebody got a little mad, and we got an email.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, and we just need to be very clear. I should have probably done it at the beginning of the episode too, but we have Rob. We have Rob Hunter saying that we're not professional. Don't take this with a grain of salt. But we're here to help.
We're not shocked right now.
We're not here to hurt. We're here to help. We're all friends, and this is a clubhouse. We're all in our little clubhouse. But apparently, no, I think they just didn't like some. They didn't care for the way I said some things.
Like someone actually wrote in.
Yeah.
Like from that works here. Or was it just a regular listener?
It was like we have infiltrated regular listeners.
Oh wow! So it's not just coworkers that
and
listen.
It's weird because the name of the podcast is How to Become a Terrible Person.
Right, so that should tell you right off the bat, we ain't doing shit to help you.
I mean, we are. We're
I would like to think that.
We're being rational. I think we just have to tell people, just in case you think I'm a doctor.
He's not. He has a music degree.
Yeah.
He ain't a doctor.
That's right. Don't forget that journalism degree that I'm in crippling debt for.
I keep forgetting about that.
Jesus. So Ashley, I
can't believe that happened.
Let's put that out.
Why are you just not telling me about this?
What do you mean? I wanted to save it for the air.
I know I'm sad.
Why are you sad? Don't be sad.
But did you get in trouble?
No.
Oh, I was all worried over here that you got in trouble.
The regular amount of trouble.
Okay.
But it's okay. We should get into question 2.
My phone makes me stressed. I feel like I'm always going to miss something. What should I do to help curb my anxiety?
So he has anxiety about social FOMO?
I guess so. Or just constantly. Do you ever just sit on your phone, Ashley? Like, okay, perfect example. You ever watch TV and you think, oh, that's Kyle Chandler. What else is Kyle Chandler in? And then you pull your phone and you Google.
For sure, all the time.
And then pretty soon, half hour's passed, and you're like, I don't know what the fuck's going on in the movie, but I know what Kyle Chandler.
Right, and you have to rewind. Yeah. And you know what his first big-time role was.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I appreciate this question.
I think we can all say this has happened.
I want.
In some degree, to us.
Given what we do for a living, we obviously can't say no cell phones or no social media.
Right.
Because that's just, we can't. But what I've really enjoyed doing lately, I put my phone, plug it in, and I put it in like the farthest corner of my bedroom in terms of when I'm at home.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm in my neighborhood going for a walk, I just leave it in my bedroom.
Wow. I would never do that. I don't know if that's because I'm a girl. Like it's different for us when you go out alone.
What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say I'm not attractive enough to be assaulted?
That's not what I say because I don't think I am either. But it's just different when you're a girl.
Absolutely.
And you just have to feel like if you needed to call someone, you could just in case.
Do you know how scared I get as a 33-year-old man living by myself sometimes? Like, I can't even imagine being
I could not imagine living by myself.
Like, yeah, being a woman who lives alone, that would just be, like, not even the fact that I'm most likely nothing is going to happen.
Most likely.
But the chances, there are chances.
For sure.
Like, there's a chance somebody could walk in this room right now and stab both of us to death.
Oh, of course. That's just the way the world's going, right?
Isn't that wild that can just happen? Tangent, sorry. I was thinking about, like, the permanence of, like, life and death, right?
Okay.
Strange. But
were you high?
Probably not, like, an excessive amount. Like, I was just, like, mentally thinking of things. And isn't it strange how, like, you could have a conversation, like you and I could have a conversation, and or you and a friend, and it's like the friend, you could literally walk 2 minutes away from each other, friend's dead, gone, never see him again, over.
Yeah. I don't really think of that, but yeah.
But here's what I was thinking about. I was watching this documentary, and this guy was crying, and he was like, his friend died, and he died years ago, and something happened in his life that he was hoping he'd see, and he said, I just wish my friend were here to talk to me about this. And he was crying, and it was like so emotional. And to have that moment where you realize somebody's there, like it could happen right in front of you. There, gone.
Yeah.
And not only gone, but gone and never seen or heard again. That moment, like, just thinking about it, I was like falling asleep, and I was just thinking, like, what if there was like an explosion next door or something, and all of a sudden my neighbor was just like laying on sidewalk dead. And then just be like, well, that happened.
Why are you thinking of this stuff before bed?
I don't know. But it's just, and it's the thought, and I've been around dead bodies and stuff through the funeral home for years and years, but I've never, you just can't, I think I understand why people get upset when people die. Because it's like you'll never,
well, yeah.
It's over. It's permanent. Like that is done.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy to me.
I don't even know how to react to this. Like, it just makes me sad that could happen. That you could literally, like you said.
Right.
After we record this podcast.
Yeah.
Boom. You're gone. I don't like that.
Or do you ever think about how when you're in the middle of a situation, like have you ever been in a car accident?
Yeah.
When you're in a car accident, you're like, at what point do I realize this is a car accident that's going to kill me? You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point is it right at the beginning?
Terrifying.
Or is it like, I think I'm good, and then all of a sudden, nope? Like, how does that happen? How does the mind process that?
I don't know. I don't think you know until you're in that moment.
I had a guy at the funeral home who, turtle. It was a town that sounded like a turtle. Chernobyl. Nope.
Tortuga.
Shit. Anyway, it was one of these toll road car accidents. I would get called out on these all the time, like where people would either be single car, multiple car, but dead. Well, at least one person dead on the toll road. And I remember this guy, Chester. Shit. The name of the town is gonna come to me.
Okay.
And it's gonna hit me like a ton of bricks. But this guy, I didn't go on the call. I just remember I went to the hospital, picked up the body, and then when you go to cremate somebody, you have to check them for pacemakers.
Okay.
If they have a pacemaker, you have to cut it out.
Right.
So I opened the box and unzipped the bag, and this guy had his eyes wide open.
Oh my God.
And it was like his eyes, like not the whites of his eyes. It was like pupils, everything. And he had this hole right here in the center of his head,
I don't
forehead.
like that.
And he just had this look on his face like the last thing he saw when he was able to move his face was the most horrifying thing he'd ever seen.
Why are you talking about this?
I don't know.
What does this have to do with him not being able to stop scrolling on his phone? Now you're making me sad.
Put your phone down. I don't know. I don't know why That's not sad. I mean, it's just.
That's a terrible way to die. What do you mean
Absolutely,
it's not sad?
it's a terrible way to die.
Yes, it's sad.
Is it sad, though?
That's sad. To just be driving to work, you kiss your family goodbye, then you die on a highway. That's so sad.
Right. I mean, I'm not denying that it's not sad.
You just said it wasn't
but
sad.
I'm saying, like, just from the knowing nothing about this guy. In fact, I would say it was one of the more startling things I'd ever seen in my life in terms of, like, it made me a safer driver. Seeing that guy's face made me drive safer. And also terrified me to be in a car. I was the worst.
Oh, I got rear-ended on the 51.
Ugh.
And it gave me PTSD for like 6 months every time I drove past that spot. Like,
how hard were you rear-ended?
I think he was going like 30, but it wasn't like I was at a dead stop because it was
Fast,
traffic.
yeah.
Like, why are you? Hello, we're in morning traffic. Why are you not paying attention? Like, obviously it's stop and go, and he rear-ended me. And he was in like an old car, like a '66 Bermuda or whatever those are. So he didn't have airbags or anything.
And he's all steel, so your shit just got all messed up.
Oh my God, my trunk was like disintegrated. And it was like a week before my wedding. Oh. And it was like on my way to work. I just couldn't even like talk. Like I had to call my boss, obviously, and tell her I was going to be late, but I couldn't even like get words out because I was just, in shock. I'm just like, I'm 51. And she's like, honey, don't even come in. Call the police, hang up. You have the day off. I was like, and I like called my mom first because I couldn't even think to like call the police. It was just awful. I was completely fine. Like I didn't even need to go to urgent care or anything. But I was just like, that moment you're in shock. So I couldn't even imagine being in a car accident that's worse than that because I could barely function just from that alone.
Getting hit is scary. Hitting something and realizing you're moving too fast. Especially
because I could hear it coming. Like I'm in rush hour. I'm stopped. The car in front, everyone in front of me is stopped, and I could hear his brakes. Like you just did. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, I have nowhere to go. So I just braced myself, slammed my both feet on my brakes to hopefully not get pushed into the car in front of me. Thank God I didn't. But just when you hear it coming and you can't do anything about it, terrifying.
There was a
terrifying.
There was a part of the Indiana toll road that became nationally notorious
for accidents,
for fatal accidents.
Why couldn't they make that better?
Because they were doing construction and it bottlenecked. It had to bottleneck at a certain point, and it was just like traffic was limiting, and then so construction was happening and if anyone's from Indiana, Bristol, Indiana, for a very, very long time. And I remember there was a call where it was a family. Their transmission dropped out or something. They were rear-ended by a semi.
What?
And they ejected from the vehicle, run over by other vehicles.
Oh.
And I think there were 4 of them at that time. But
God.
the ultimate rear-ending toll road story, and you can still look this up. I looked it up maybe 3 months ago. You can find the article in the Elkhart Truth or in national publications. A semi rear-ended an Amish carrier van. Because they don't drive.
Uh-huh.
And about 70 miles per hour. And there were 8 decapitations.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And that happened when I was at the funeral homes and that sort of thing. And it was just,
that's awful.
It makes you want to put your cell phone down when you're driving. It makes you want to drive slower. It makes you want to think about everything.
Yeah.
So we should get back to this
I know,
cell phone stuff.
This is a bad. We're doing so well on this question.
This is great. No, because we're talking about anxiety, and I think we got into the car accident thing because we wanted to talk about car accidents.
Because texting and driving is a huge number one reason for car accidents.
Do you think that's the number one reason?
I don't know, man. After the past couple weeks,
as an expert
in
Ashley?
Arizona alone,
here we go.
How 2 officers. One of them was killed.
What?
Because someone was texting and driving. He had pulled someone over on the freeway to give him a ticket.
Oh, shit.
And he was leading into their car, and someone was texting and driving and just slammed right into the officer on the freeway and killed him.
They say, isn't that the most dangerous part?
Of being a cop?
Or no, just the most, if you get if your car is disabled,
on the side.
They're get out, get up, the wherever safety is, get out of your car, basically.
Exactly. And
Don't
leave your car
sit
there and get up on the hill or something while you're waiting for someone to come get you.
So an officer was killed by someone sideswipe texting type thing.
Yep.
Jesus.
And that happens all the time. And that was because of texting and driving, and that just makes me feel so awful for doing it. But sometimes I just can't stop myself.
I don't.
And it literally makes me feel like the worst person on the planet. And that's what I told myself this year, that I was going to try to not do that. But it's my commute home is an hour and 15 minutes. It's so hard for me to not just pick it up. I'm literally at a dead stop on the freeway, have nothing else to do. Might as well look at Instagram real quick. And it's just sometimes I'll drive 10 feet, 20 feet. And
put your phone down, check it.
And not even remember that I just drove that whole way because I was on my phone the whole time. I'm I don't even remember going through that light because I was on my phone. And it's awful. Even talking about it out loud makes me feel so shitty. But I need to stop. I'm saying it here so I have.
Yeah. Well, I'm
saying it out loud. You guys can hold me accountable. I'm going to get better at it.
This is kind of what we're talking about. It's knowing.
And it's the same thing he said. He doesn't want to miss out on anything.
You're not missing out on anything.
Yeah. It's not. And it's Instagram. Social media is all fake anyways.
Right.
People are only uploading what they want you to see, not their real life.
Yes.
It's all.
The idea that Ashley, I am committed. I don't want people. I don't want people to think I'm cool. I just want to be
myself.
No, I just want to be cool. I'm cool because I'm committed to whatever it is I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? It's not because I don't.
People say you're cool.
Yeah, I don't think people say that. By the way, no. I haven't heard many people say.
You're literally wearing a dog ear headband. You're not cool.
I just want to actually. You know what? I could make these just a part of my beats. So anytime
you could just glue those onto your actual headphones.
And then I have $300 dog ears.
Right.
And I'm but I'd be Bluetooth compatible, so.
Oh damn.
Which should be sick.
Do it.
You're
just gonna have to get over the fact that you feel like you're missing out.
And
it's just
know that people.
I don't know how else to tell you.
Know that people on social media realize they're being fake too. That's really important. Know that when you look at your friend who is looks super filtered and uncomfortable but really pretty or whatever, know that they're uncomfortable. Know that their life probably sucks because they're looking for approval from everyone everywhere.
Yeah.
That's tough. You can't live like that, and so for that, I say put your phone down. Uninstall the apps that you don't like right now.
Yeah, that'll help too. It's just like sitting at home. I'm just bored.
Right.
So that's what I do. I scroll endlessly.
How
do you like not have that feeling of extreme boredom? Like we used to not have phones. Like I can't imagine going to the bathroom now without my phone.
I would.
How did I once do that?
It's the same. There's movies and TV shows that take a while to tell. Like a long shot. Some movies now that start, directors are choosing to put like a 60-second shot. Just hold on a shot because they want to adjust the audience to slow down. In not only like reading a story, but perceiving a story. Take beats because that's how life happens. If you
everyone wants everything now,
right,
now,
and because of shows that are amazing like Narcos and El Chapo and Sopranos and all these amazing TV shows that give you exactly what you want an hour. It's like you have an hour, you're going to get the high from this TV show. You're going to get the same feeling. I feel like your phone's the same way. It's just like
I didn't think about it like that.
Train yourself just to be like, if you want to get your phone out, do something you don't want to do on top of that. Be like, I'll get on my phone if I'm on this rotary bike. Or
I'll clean my bathroom counters down.
Yeah.
And then I'll get on my phone for 5 minutes. That's like my reward.
Make yourself a deal and you'll feel better because you're getting a reward.
And again, it's just a habit you have to break. Like if you do it for 3 weeks? A month? It becomes habit?
30 years. 33 years.
Wow, that was a tough one. That made us talk about some deep stuff, man.
Shame. I think we should just get into question 3.
I'm fading. I can't even keep my eyes open. Like if you're watching this on YouTube, you're probably like, "What the frick is wrong with that girl?"
If you're listening to this on iTunes or iHeartRadio, we had to pause the podcast so Ashley could have diarrhea 3 times.
No,
already.
I didn't. I'm not ever embarrassed about that. Like I'm so open about pooping. Wait. I did not do that.
Did you hear that click? That was us turning off the recording so Ashley could go poop.
It's not even that. It's just my eyes. My
you gotta wash your
fine.
hands before you touch your eyes. Ashley has pink eye.
I hate you. Oh my god, what if that's what that is and I'm infecting literally everyone here?
That would be the greatest thing ever. There's like 3 of us at work on Friday.
It's not pink eye though. Like my eyes they don't look like pink eye, right? They don't. They're just so itchy.
Ashley, I don't know what. Wait, look at me.
It's like my jacket's pink, my hair's pink.
I love
my eyes pink?
I love it when people do this. Ashley, what's the problem? Your eyes? Look at me. No. Ooh. Yeah.
You're so annoying.
Question 3, Miss Footer.
My boyfriend has type 2 diabetes that he developed in his 20s. He's now 34. He isn't taking care of himself like he should, and I'm getting worried. How could I scare him into taking care of himself?
If you heard me giggling, I'm so sorry. I just thought it'd be funny. I thought with the pause is like, my boyfriend has diabetes, type 2 diabetes. He's 34 now. End question. I thought that was the end for a second.
I don't know. Yeah, no. Anywho.
Type 2, dude. Was it
Is that the one you give yourself?
Wait, hold on.
Type 2?
Replay the question.
My boyfriend has type 2 diabetes that he developed in his 20s. He's now 34. He isn't taking care of himself like he should, and I'm getting worried. How could I scare him into taking care of himself?
You just wanted to listen again so you could hear the pause.
I did.
I
enjoyed that pause.
I knew what you were doing.
Type 2 diabetes. Type 2 is the one that you get, you give yourself or get
from just bad
later in
habits.
life. Yeah.
I honestly don't know exactly how you give yourself diabetes, but I know it's mostly people who are not necessarily overweight, but they just eat like a lot of junk food, right? Like I honestly don't know.
It could be a number of things. It's like how your body processes sugar.
Okay,
right?
but you're not bored with it. That's why it's not type 1.
Type 1 is
you're
youth.
bored with it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
type 2, this guy.
Dude, that stuff gets scary. Like I've seen movies and stuff of people with diabetes.
You can lose limbs.
You can lose a whole appendage.
I would get, when I worked at the shoe store, we did a lot of prescriptions, a lot of special orthotics for diabetics and for diabetic shoes and that sort of thing. And you'd have to make sure there were no seams because a lot of time there would be this neuropathy, like you lose feeling, and you don't realize you're rubbing against the seam.
Oh my God.
And then you get an ulcer that doesn't heal,
and then you chop your foot off.
Wow. So it's this whole.
So she's worried.
And just because you have type 2 diabetes doesn't mean you're out of shape or type 1.
Oh, no, not at all. Sometimes you can't even tell people have diabetes.
Right. I remember there was this really good-looking guy that he married a friend of mine, and I found out he had type 1 diabetes, and I was like, what?
You would never know.
Yeah. And I think I said that type of thing to him, and it was like insulting. Oh, man, I would never know that you have type 1 diabetes. And it's like, well, duh, you asshole. Nobody knows unless you see him giving himself a shot. Yeah.
Wow. So I would say if you're worried that he's not taking care of himself and you're going to lose him, how do you scare him into taking better care of himself?
Cut off the sex.
Oh,
One.
I was going to say just like fake your own death so he knows how it feels like. And
get
then
diabetes.
You can be like, see?
Get type 2 diabetes. Show him who's boss.
I mean, I don't know. You can't really help someone that doesn't want to help themselves. So you could be beating a dead horse, constantly talking about like you're worried about him and he needs to take better care of himself. But if he doesn't want to do it, he ain't going to do it. So I don't really know what to say to this.
A lot of times people either need to have a scare or they need to just
right, which is why she said, how do I scare him into taking better care of himself? I don't know. Can you find like a horrific YouTube video of someone that's diabetic that like lost their body from the waist down, like lost their penis? Body. Like I don't know.
Does that I don't know. Does that happen?
Who knows?
I guess if you can lose a foot, you could probably.
Right. You would think.
God, that would just suck.
That's hard. Again, we're not doctors, so we can't really tell you how to
Ashley,
make your husband
as a doctor
eat better. Like
I'm gonna say, increase the sugars. No exercise. Yeah.
If he's your boyfriend, like talk to him.
Cut off the sex. See how?
I guess Grant's very sexually motivated, apparently.
If I'm telling somebody to cut off the sex, I mean, I would just say he probably enjoys it.
I mean, don't most people? Most men enjoy it?
It's fine. I'm not writing home about it. Like there are lots of things.
I would hope you're not writing your mother about your
dear mother. Last night I was with a young lady. ...
Young?
18.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh. It's just I'm an old guy, so it's now it's like
your window's getting bigger and bigger.
So young and old are basically now.
What is age?
Who is time?
Father time.
I would say give up, break up with him if he doesn't get serious.
Date his brother.
Ooh, we're giving purposefully bad advice now. But
talk to him.
Talk to him.
Obviously, you care, so talk to him.
But I mean, that to me is, if it persists, is eventually ultimatum worthy.
Also, she doesn't want to be his mom.
Yes, you don't want to.
That's hard.
You don't want to have to take care of somebody you're married to.
For sure.
And
did she say husband? Or boyfriend?
Well, do you want to hear it again?
No, I don't.
There's some good things that could come from talking, but also acting.
Quit the sex. I guess that's what Grant just wants to
quit
say.
Now, not just the sex, but maybe if you guys both can't eat the same way, you make the effort to eat like him. Yeah, when you order out.
That's not fair for her.
But
I want to eat chicken nuggets and a McFlurry. I'm gonna do it. I don't care if Cody can't do it.
Then you're gonna get type 2 diabetes, and then Cody's gonna be like,
there we go. Now we can go down this journey of diabetic together.
Then Cody's gonna be like, we need a salad.
Isn't that like the truest form of love right there? Giving yourself your partner's disease so you can suffer with them. That's love. Wasn't that in The Notebook? Wasn't that the storyline?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd never really paid attention. I've seen The Notebook.
It's a beautiful movie. I cry every time. That's not the storyline at all. I was just trying to be funny.
Do you actually cry in them when you watch it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. At the end when they both die at the same time. Oh, my God. So sad.
Wait, they die at the same time? Hold on.
What?
I'm assuming, okay, if everyone that's listening has not seen the Notebook.
I just ruined it for you.
No. Fast forward, hit the 15-second button
twice.
Now. Okay, what happens, Ashley?
Okay.
Tell me, you have 30 seconds.
They fall in love very young. It's this huge love story. They love hard.
25
and then
seconds.
she, for some reason, I can't remember the exact reason, it's been a little
20
bit.
seconds.
Starts dating someone else because they didn't work out. And then
17 seconds.
They get back together and she gets Alzheimer's
10
and forgets
seconds.
everything about the relationship. So he goes and visits her in the nursing home and reminds her about it. And their kids come and she doesn't remember anyone. But then she'll come back to life when he plays this song for her. And they date.
2,
and then they die at the end together at the same time in the same nursing bed.
Okay. If you fast forwarded, if you hit the button twice, you missed.
It's beautiful. And I cry every time. Because I feel like if Cody died, I couldn't live. So I would have to die too. Like if we were that old.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like if we've been married for 60 years, for sure, once he's gone, I'm out too.
I feel like
we got to go fuck shit up in the afterlife together, you know?
My grandparents on my mother's side, Jean and Frank, they died within a few months of each other.
My aunt and uncle, my great aunt, my Nana's aunt and uncle, they just passed away. He passed away, and then literally 4 days later, she was in the hospital randomly, and just passed away too. Like they couldn't live without each other. How sweet is that? That's so sweet.
Is it? Maybe.
I think so because they were together since they were 18 and they were 98 when they passed. I mean, it was time. But the fact that he was a book of clean health and the minute his wife passes away, he also passes instantly.
They were 98, so they spent 80,
I mean, they're 90 something. Like
80,
they were up
80
there.
some years together.
For sure. So of course they don't know how to live without each other. And I've been with Cody since I was 14, so I feel like if that happens to us, I'm out when he's out.
I haven't been with anybody. I've been 4 years, 5. I think 5 years longest, and
that's a long time though.
But it's funny because I haven't been in that type of relationship in a long time, and that when you said like 80 years, like oh, that made me soft. Like that made me so soft, Ashley.
Your soft stand for me and Cody. That's some Stan Twitter lingo right there.
How did the BTS movie go? I wanted to ask you
because
it
was incredible.
I don't know.
Okay, if anyone listening to the podcast is a K-pop fan, just in general, doesn't have to be BTS, can you please text in and tell Grant that you are? Because I want to know if there's anyone here that like gets any of my little things here and there that I throw in about BTS. I just want to know. So text in. What's the number, Grant? Because I still don't know it.
910-557-2871.
Yeah, that. It was amazing. It was incredible. I need it on DVD ASAP.
Who did you go with?
Oh, funny story.
You were going to ask me, but then you decided not to.
Right. Because I wanted you to go alone, like super high, just by yourself in a theater of like 14-year-old women. Girls. I guess you can't be a woman when you're 14.
This is why we had the discussion last week about girls, women. They would be 14-year-old girls.
Girls. Young ladies. Young adults. Yeah. So
YA.
They had a movie about 4 months ago in theaters, but this one was different. This was about like their tour, like behind the scenes action. But this girl sat next to me in the theater. We hit it off. She's so funny. I don't really have a lot of like in real life friends. Like, my best friend moved away. And ever since then, I've just felt kind of like lonely.
Sure.
Super lonely. You get it. You move states. You know how hard it is.
Yeah, I know like 3 people here.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't have anyone that I like legit hang out with. Like, I do everything alone. I don't have that one person I can be like, hey, I'm going to the mall. You want to come with me? Like, I just do it by myself. So I met her at this movie, and we instantly hit it off. We started texting all the time. We Snapchat all the time.
What?
Twitter, constantly sharing DMs back and forth. So we went to the movie together, and then we shopped after for like 2 hours together, and it was incredible. Like, I forgot how good it felt to like just click with someone and be able to do like stupid tasks with, where you don't even have to think about
it's like having a good time.
You don't have to think about, oh, I need to say the right thing. I don't want to come off weird. Like, I don't know if I should ask them to hang out because it's just too much pressure. Like, I've never felt that with her. Her name's Monica, by the way. She's amazing.
Is Monica pretty?
She's so pretty. She's like one of those girls that's just like...
Is she single looking for a 33-year-old?
She actually is single.
Really?
She is. And she's so funny. She lives in Chandler. That's the only thing that sucks. I'm on the west side, so we live like 45 minutes to an hour away from each other.
She lives on the east side? You know who else lives on the east side?
You live on the east
That's
side.
right. Ayo. Monica. Hey, Monica.
She has like a $1,200 Gucci purse.
So she's like out of my league.
No, that's like her babe. Like that was her thing where she just like spoiled herself.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, because I mean, you hashtag treat yourself. But yeah, that's who I went with. And now I wonder if anyone else listening can relate to just like going from not really having that friend or not losing a friend like in that way, but like your friend moves away. Like that happens when you're an adult. People get jobs.
Oh, big time.
They move, they start families, they move. So of course I'm still super close with that friend because she's my she's my sister, but it's only over the phone.
Well, I
you
think
know?
Also too, people change their priorities and
right.
that you don't.
Which it totally makes sense because we live in different states.
Absolutely.
I get it. But to have that one person now, like if I need to text them for something, like we're going to go to the Japanese festival together next month.
Oh, that's cool.
And normally I would just not go because I would think I don't have anyone to go with.
Right.
So I guess I'm not going.
I have a friend update for you.
Okay.
I went to the WWE Royal Rumble, the 2019.
I was actually shocked that you went to that.
Yeah, and
so I'm assuming you went with someone.
I wasn't going to go, and then Nick from our show, the John G. Rich Show,
he hates me.
Oh really?
I think he hates everyone.
No, I think he just.
Oh God, so he really just hates me then.
No, he doesn't hate you.
He literally told me to my face that he hates me.
Well, maybe he does. Well, maybe then yeah, I guess that's true.
It's like getting hot in here now. Hurry up. Tell your story.
So Nick wanted tickets, and Cole, a friend of ours, ended up having
that works here?
Yeah, ended up having some tickets. So
I
he
love
left
Cole.
them on my desk, and I was like, cool, I don't have to go to the Royal Rumble. I got Nick tickets. Feel good about it. Like
okay.
That to me feels good. Great.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't need to go. I can watch it on TV.
Yeah.
Suzette sends me a text like 2 hours later. She's like, hey, I got 2 extra tickets. And I was like,
dang it.
I was like, well, I kind of was like, well, I gave my tickets away, and now Suzette, and she's like, I want you to go. She said that. And I was like, okay. Because Suzette. For
her to reach out and ask you feel pretty good about yourself.
And she knows.
For sure.
And she knows, like, it takes a lot to get me out of the house.
Yeah.
And, like, that sort of thing.
Like, when she personally herself invited me to go to her birthday thing, I was like, wait, really?
Right.
Really? You want me to go? Like, you just feel so
you're
cool.
Like, oh, you're like, you think
you
about
actually want
me?
to hang out with me? Like,
That's
how I feel about
weird.
Monica. I'm like,
Right.
wait, you actually want to hang out? Are you
What is
sure?
happening?
And I was like, you can tell me no. It won't hurt my feelings. Like, if you don't want to go, just straight up tell me no.
I was in the position where Suzette was like, hey, we're going to have these tickets. We're going to be downtown at 2, doors are at 4 or whatever, 4:15 or whatever. And so I put on Instagram, I said, hey, anybody want to go to Royal Rumble with me? Got an extra ticket. And that was like a real solicit.
Okay.
For real. So I asked all these people, like everybody on my Instagram.
So you just was a general open invite.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, whoever wants to go, just go.
Okay.
And then I get a message from this guy, Tim.
No way.
And Tim, I married, like, what's the right way? I performed the wedding for him and his wife in California.
That is so cool.
And they moved to Arizona, and they live behind my apartment complex.
What are the
in a
odds of
house.
that?
Crazy, right?
Did you know that before you hung out this past weekend?
I saw him driving.
Okay.
And I'd be like, oh my God, is that Tim?
Is that Tim?
Yeah.
I thought you lived in California.
Like you know, I just, my relationships with most people are just different, like in general. And so.
But that takes a lot of courage to straight up just DM someone and be like, yeah, I'll go with you.
Well,
when you're not
also, he's like,
friends in general.
He's like, oh, yeah, but I think with Tim, he's like, oh, yeah, we are friends. This guy married me.
Right, but still, that takes a
big time.
lot.
Just like to be like, oh. And
yeah.
So I said, well, you know what? Screw it. I'll meet Tim. He was going to be in Phoenix, so it's like this way to go. We pick up, and we get into the venue, and I am, like, I'm not into it walking, giving the ticket when we get there, right? Like, I'm just like, I don't want to be here.
Okay.
And it's like 7 hours. It's like the long.
Oh, I know.
And
so you're reverting back to your introverted self, which is
and
totally okay.
I live an hour east of there, and it's also a school night.
Right. You have to wake up at 3 a.m. the next day.
So I realize I haven't hung out that much with this guy. And great guy.
So you're going through every excuse in your head right now, thinking of if you should cancel or what?
We're there. But then the wrestling starts, and I don't. And this might surprise you. When I'm watching movies, when I'm watching TV, and like stuff like WWE, I don't talk. I sit and I watch, and if something happens, I react. That
doesn't really surprise me. I guess that's kind of normal.
But I'm kind of quiet. I think that kind of surprised him because I was just like, there were just times where
I guess because you aren't a quiet guy,
right? There were times where it'd just be like,
Yeah, you're right. This is awkward.
You know what I'm saying?
And I don't like awkward silences, so I would like try to come up with something to like talk.
Well, and there's a screen like right behind where your head is, like if we're at the venue, and I'm watching that one, and I find myself doing this where we're watching, and I like feel my nose like sinking down. I feel like my eyes. And it's in the middle of the Ronda Rousey, Sasha Banks fight. I'm falling asleep.
Oh my gosh.
And the match, and he's like, "You good, dude?" He's like, "Wake up." Yeah, I'm just losing steam, man. And probably right at the tail end of the match, I was almost ready to fall full asleep.
Wow.
And I said to Tim, I was like, "I gotta go." I was like, "I gotta start driving." And the moment the fresh air hit me,
you're like jazzed awake.
It was the weird.
I don't gotta entertain anyone.
Yeah,
all your energy's
and
back.
Suzette stayed until like 11:40
because she's a freak.
She's crazy.
She
like
can run
that.
off of 2 hours of sleep.
So, but yeah, we had you had a new friend experience. I had this kind of new friend experience.
Look at us.
Oh yeah, I just started following this porn star, Cory Chase.
She's not. Wait.
Hey.
The guy or the girl?
It's got like a regular mom quality to her.
You like that?
I think.
You like moms?
Yeah, love moms. But I think okay.
What does that make you? If they're cougars that like younger guys, what is the younger guy that likes older guys?
See, but I'm not. Like, I'm not necessarily an older a guy that likes older women.
Just that older woman.
Yeah.
She's probably not even that much older than you.
Right.
Oh, now I kind of see what you're saying.
She's just like.
I think the first picture you showed me was just a bad picture.
She's like, hey.
So she is a mom.
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you said she was a MILF.
Well, she plays moms in some of her films.
Grant. And I'm out. Now I'm out.
Well, if Cory Chase is listening, go ahead and. How amazing would that be if Cory Chase just sends me a message and she's like, hey, listen.
I heard you. Heard you talking about me.
She's like, I listen anyway, but when you brought my name up.
Is she in Arizona?
She might be. She might be close.
Wow.
Anyway.
Isn't Arizona like a big porn market?
Huge. If you do porn or you know anyone that does porn or you know Cory Chase personally,
give us a text.
I'm not interested. I just would like to expand my professional.
Grant really does like talking to unique people.
I love new friends.
Hence why he sent a letter to Joni Arias.
I'm working on some new people
that
I think you'd be intrigued by. 910-557-2871. I'm going to ring the bell.
For me feeling miserable, I don't think that was that bad today.
It was good.
Wow.
We had fun.
Wow.
So, Ashley, 910-557-2871. Thank you for listening on iTunes, iHeartRadio, YouTube, wherever you're listening to this.
All of it.
Rate us, review us. If you want to give us 5 stars, give us 5 stars. If you want
that would be
2
incredible.
stars, do what you want.
What do you think we deserve? I'm not going to talk you into anything.
Follow your own heart. Live your dreams. Ashley, do you have anything you'd like to say to anyone?
If anyone has any itchy eye remedies, hit me up. Slide into those DMs because eye drops with antihistamine in it ain't cutting it.
I'm telling you, you got to go with the nasal quart.
I don't want to snort anything. It makes me nervous.
It's all right. You're not a drug addict yet.
I think that's the whole point of this podcast is Grant just turning me into a druggie.
We switch positions.
By episode 900, I'm just a freaking raging alcoholic.
I'm married to a male police officer.
And you like Korean
boy
bands?
Really
and
into Korean boys.
We just switch roles. Wow. Okay, bookmark this.
Earmark. There we go.
And then in 5 years from now, we'll reconvene and see how our lives have changed.
Or we will have both died on the ride home.
Oh my God, not this again. No.
910-557-2871. Send us your texts. Send us your dilemmas.
But not when you're driving.
Yeah, be safe. Be responsible.
Yep, don't text and drive. I'm telling my own advice that I need to take.
Anything else?
You can take off the ears now. You're going to keep it up? You're going to do it.
My whole head just feels like...
You can wear headbands that long because me and Monica wore headbands to the BTS movie and our heads were hurting. Like, I feel like my head's very sensitive.
Suzette said this. She said this.
I think it's a girl thing. Like, headbands hurt my head. Like, I can't wear it for longer than 20 minutes and I get a headache.
Let's get Cory Chase on the phone to find out.
How does she feel about headbands?
That's all I want to talk to her about.
Okay. Next on How to Become a Terrible Person.
Cory
Chase on the phone with Grant about headbands.
Headbands, not porn. All right, bye.